Hi, you're watching Dog Ear Musings, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite authors, Jhumpa Lahiri, in what I'd like to call a kind of author deep dive. Now, what is the purpose of this video? Well, besides it just being a general excuse for me to geek out about one of my favorite authors,
oh my gosh, educate yourself,
and her significance in the literary canon. Maybe you are a student who is writing a paper, or maybe you are just an eager reader who is wanting to learn more about her books, or maybe you're just another friend who wants to geek out about the same author as me. You've come to the right place. Who is Jhumpa Lahiri? Well, according to Britannica.com, Jhumpa Lahiri, or Nilanjana Sudarshana Jhumpa Lahiri, was a young girl who was born to Bengali immigrants from Kolkata, India. Her family immigrated from India to London and then to Rhode Island, where Jhumpa grew up to become a professor, a writer, as well as a translator. Currently, Jhumpa Lahiri is a professor at Barnard College, where, coincidentally enough, she got her undergrad degree, but she also used to teach at Princeton as well. Like I said before, Jhumpa Lahiri is a novelist, an essayist of multiple and numerous essays, as well as a translator, even translating her own work from English into Italian. She is a multiple award-winning author, including winning a Pulitzer Prize. She also won the National Humanities Award in 2015, which was presented to her by President Barack Obama. She's written 3 novels, The Namesake, The Lowlands, as well as Whereabouts, which in Italian is written Dove mi trove. Please excuse my awful Italian pronunciation. And then she also wrote 2 short story collections, one The Unaccustomed Earth and another called Interpreter of Maladies, which was the book that won her the Pulitzer Prize award. And then she's written so many essays, I couldn't even write down every single one of them, but it's a huge laundry list, and one of her essay collections is called Translating Myself and Others, which is an exploration of language. So with her wide list of titles and modes of writing, Jhumpa Lahiri's themes kind of can be narrowed down to a list of topics, which stem from identity, immigration, grief, loss, explorations of sexuality, language, solitude, freedom, and longing. The most prevalent theme in Lahiri's work now is the idea of language. Lahiri was quoted in an article in The Guardian talking about how she felt like when she was growing up that she was in a constant state of a kind of linguistic exile, kind of stuck between 2 languages, Bengali, which was her family's mother tongue, but which always felt foreign to her, and English, which she felt like she was kind of forced into learning as a child of immigrants living in America. Lahiri never felt comfortable in the 2. Although she was strong in both. She sought freedom in language, going to Italian and kind of seeing Italian as kind of her way to choose and get a freedom in her language. So let's talk a little bit about her writing journey. Now, her journey as an author and kind of transition in writing is kind of why I love Lahiri so much. There is a breaking of expectations in her writing. Her first books kind of talk about themes of identity, and at the point in which Lahiri was published, this was a breaking of expectations. She was talking about themes and identities, specifically the South Asian experience, in ways that people really didn't talk about. That idea of generational trauma and second generations of immigrants and kind of how they grapple with the cultural bonds and expectations that are kind of brought onto them. And Lahiri kind of broke those expectations at the time in a way that was really groundbreaking. And then rather than sticking in a rut that felt familiar and good, Lahiri ended up leaving America and going to Italy and taking on a whole new language and form of writing and style of writing, and completely broke expectations again. There was a literary canon that people expected her to follow, and she broke that in her latest novel, Whereabouts, as well as her collection of essays where she talks explicitly about the language and longing and all of those themes that I mentioned before. From where I can begin to kind of remember, my love for character studies stems from reading Lahiri's writing in high school. No shade to plot, but if you've watched my videos before, then you know that I love a good character study, and a common gripe that I find in all books, even books that I love, is that I want and need more characters. And I honestly think that's because I was spoiled reading Lahiri's books growing up. And I think that Lahiri really draws from realistic and real experiences to create characters that are full of nuance and life. Part of why Lahiri is such an instrumental author is because she's really able to draw on those experiences that really connect communities together. Another reason why I love Jhumpa Lahiri is because of my personal connection for my own family narrative. Now, if you're new to this channel, then you might not know that I am biracial, and my family, my mom's side of the family, immigrated from India to the United States in the 60s. And so Lahiri's experience in talking about multiple and many characters immigrating from India to America really resonated with my family. I think it was one of the first times in books that my family saw contemporary images of people immigrating and living in America and having very similar experiences to their own. And it was really exciting to be able to see those themes that I and my family were grappling with resonating in those pages. And I think that's also a reason why a lot of people really love her books. Jhumpa Lahiri was able to talk about a similar experience in a way that at the time seemed groundbreaking and new. And I think what is even more exciting about publishing now is that there are even more voices telling even different stories and even more varied and nuanced stories. And also, I think what is really exciting is that Lahiri didn't feel like she needed to be pigeonholed into one type of writing and one type of story. And she really took a new route and new avenue. And I, as a reader, am really excited to see where Lahiri's writing goes next. Is she going to write another sad, depressed woman moving lit fic novel? Is she going to write another series of essays? Is she going to write about food? Who knows? But I'm excited, and I know that whatever book she's going to put out, I will definitely grab and buy and break my book buying ban with. Anyway, that was me geeking out about one of my favorite authors, and hopefully there will be more of these series to come. I'm definitely thinking about having a video soon about Mary Shelley. If you have another author who you think I should talk about, feel free to make a comment in the comments below. As always, your likes and subscribes to my channel greatly help how I perform in the algorithm. This has been Dog-Eared Musings. I'm Monika, your ultimate fangirl and booktuber. Happy reading. And okay, goodbye.